Hi folks, this is Jay. Hope you're okay today. It's good to see you. Just making a quick video, and I was just listening to No Plum, and there's No Plum 99. Now he's talking about Matt Dillahunty of Atheist Experience, and basically Matt Dillahunty has had a bit of a issue with Atheism Plus. They've treated him really badly, and there seems to be this kind of deep division emerging at the moment between those atheists who just want to keep atheism simple, where it's about denying, not believing in God due to a lack of evidence, and just keep it at that, to these Atheist Plus people who kind of want to do social issues such as feminist issues, etc. So there's been like a massive division at the moment, and No Plum 99 is trying to mediate in that situation, and he's trying to show that Atheism Plus is not the way to go. And Matt Dillahunty is part of the Atheist Plus. He likes the Atheist Plus kind of scenario of social action and social issues and things, but he's found himself having a bit of a ding-dong with the Atheist Plus people. The kind of things that he believes in and that he agrees with Atheism Plus, he's found that actually Matt Dillahunty helps to run Atheist Experience, has found that actually they've turned on him, and basically it's just a bit of a mess, really. It seems to me that the whole atheists on YouTube are just in utter disarray and in a mess, and I'm just going to put this on.
How pissed off Matt was, and they was hoping that was gonna be clear in this video. It wasn't really. Matt still cut a hell of a lot of slack to the Atheism Plus people. He said that he'd been working with the moderators, that had accepted that there were some problems in the things that they were doing, and that they'd started to put them to right, so that he'd been working with them, and he was sure that the problems that had been shown there were being rectified. So this really didn't appease the anti-Atheism Plus. It wasn't quite what they'd hoped for, but it certainly wasn't what the Atheism Pluses were hoped for. They despised Matt even more for this video, because he hadn't ingratiated and apologised to them enough for having created a sock puppet. Although he'd acted in good faith and tried to help them out, they couldn't really give a fuck about that, because they'd invaded his safe space. And so what actually happened is, get this, Atheism Plus, this third wave of atheism, redefining atheism, it's going to take atheism forward into the 21st century, ladies and gentlemen, and they've banned Matt Dillahunty already. They don't like Christopher Hitchens, they don't like Richard Dawkins, and now they've banned Matt Dillahunty. They're getting off to a really cracking start, these Atheism Plusers, aren't they? Now at this point, Llewellyn, who was like the lead moderator in all of this, started a thread, a nice huggy, touchy-feely thread, where the Atheism Plusers could give their reaction to Matt Dillahunty and what he'd done. And you've never read such a bunch of over-the-top tripe in your entire life. There were posts there complaining that how could Matt Dillahunty have conducted this gross social experiment on us. A social experiment? You'd think he'd conducted some kind of eugenics, or that he took away everybody's child to be put to some atmosphere, to some special atmosphere by special arranged parents to see if they'd all become child prodigies or something. The actual social experiment he had conducted is that he'd created another account, so that he wouldn't have the authority of being Matt Dillahunty, to show what a great bunch of people the Atheism Plusers were. I'll be showing you comments.
I'll leave that there. I'll leave that there. Thank you, No Plum 99. My advice to you, No Plum 99, is you don't get involved, mate. When people kind of react like that, you're best just leaving them alone and getting on with what you're doing. No Plum 99, you're really, really good at just sticking to the philosophical issues, mate, and I would just encourage you to stay away from it. It's not doing your cause any good. I know you need to speak out about Atheism Plus, and I know what your thoughts are about that, but my advice to you, mate, is stick. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I'm not disagreeing what you're saying or what you're saying about Atheism Plus or anything. I'm just giving you a bit of advice from a friend to a friend. You want to leave them to it, because what will happen is they'll end up fighting amongst themselves and dividing and dividing and dividing, and you just don't want to get involved in that. What you want to do is get on and concentrate on what you're good at, and what you're good at is looking at debates and then saying, well, Sam Harris has debated William Lane Craig, and this is what I think about this, or taking a philosophical issue and saying this is what I think, and you're one of the best on YouTube for doing that, mate. So I would stick to that, and I'd leave the Atheism Plus to themselves, because you'll end up you'll find that they'll end up splitting and dividing, and they won't get anywhere. That's my advice to you, mate. If loads of people take over Atheism Plus and it goes viral, let it go viral. That you know, that's not your problem. But if you get embroiled in this, you'll get pulled down with it, mate. That's my advice to you. From a Christian perspective, it just looks a complete utter joke, to be honest. I mean, it really is. From looking in, as a Christian looking in at this Atheism Plus atheism and the shenanigans that's going on, it just makes you look pretty pathetic. Basically, you know, a house divided against itself cannot stand, and you're just all over the place at the moment as atheists, and it's a tactical mistake, and you shouldn't have allowed it to happen, and it's an own goal. It's as simple as that. You've absolutely completely destroyed yourselves. All the work that you've done the last couple of years on YouTube attacking Christianity has been undermined in 6 months with this Atheism Plus and the whole shenanigans that's happened with it. How you've all backstabbed each other, how you've all just assassinated each other, how it's been shocking, really, and you've just undermined everything that you've been standing up for. I would just urge you, No Plum 99, to fight a rearguard action by just coming back to some of the philosophical issues and deal with them in a thought-provoking way, as you do. And I would say to the Christians out there and those who are in the middle and wondering whether we're thinking about Christianity and atheism and what's the truth and whatever, is just type in Atheism Plus, Thunderfoot, Atheism Plus, Atheist Experience, and see the shenanigans that's going on at the moment, and you will not believe your ears and eyes as you look into it and see what is going on. You cannot believe what is going on at the moment. It is just absolutely pathetic, really. The details of all of it, I'll put No Plum 99's video. You'll be able to get into what's happening. But once you find out what's happening, it's the biggest joke. You know, if Nietzsche was here, he'd be falling over, pulling his hair out of his head. And I certainly won't be joining atheism. Well, I never would join atheism, but with this nonsense going on, it's just a joke. Alright, thanks for listening, take care, and God bless you. Just thought I'd mention what's going on with Atheism Plus and how atheism He's just completely in meltdown at the moment. Alright, take care and God bless.